Welcome back. I'm Michael Cadigan. The Florida baseball team was described at points this season as being young and rebuilding, but lately the word that comes best to mind is winners. After all, they are on a 6-game win streak. The Gators continue their 8-game homestand with 5 games this week, with Jacksonville due up tonight. Florida is fresh off a sweep of Georgia this weekend, giving them a small cushion as they sit atop the SEC East standings. The Dolphins have struggled this season, going 13-25, but the Gators want to avoid looking past the Finns.
You've got to treat each game differently, and you can never be satisfied because the league's usually won or lost by 1 game. And you get a chance when you're playing well and you're playing at home. You just can't give any games away.
On the mound tonight for the Gators will be righty Karsten Whitson. He'll duel against fellow righty Justin Russell. First pitch is set for 7 p.m. at the MAC. Staying on the diamond, the Florida softball team is in action tomorrow when they host USF. Florida head coach Tim Walton collected win number 600 after the Gators brought out the brooms this past weekend in College Station. It was a dominant weekend for the Gators as they were able to score 30 runs in that series. Florida will ride their 9-game win streak into tomorrow's game against the Bulls. It'll be a rematch of the season opener. In case you were wondering, UF emerged victorious. First pitch tomorrow is set for 6 p.m. From one coaching milestone to another, the Gators will bid farewell to someone who has been at the helm for about 3 decades. UF golf head coach Buddy Alexander announced he will retire following season's end. Alexander has spent 27 years at the helm for UF. The 8-time SEC Coach of the Year led the Gators to 2 national titles. The SEC Championship is this weekend in Georgia. Alexander says in retirement he'll enjoy some golf from a different perspective, watching his son Tyson play professionally. And turning to the NBA playoffs, we'll take it up in Oklahoma City. The Grizzlies looking to avoid heading back to Memphis in an 0-2 hole, and they get themselves a big-time performance for one of their big men, forward Zach Randolph. Randolph was able to carry the team for 25 points, opening things up for teammate Marcus Saul. The Grizzlies overcame a thunderous performance from the dynamic duo of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, who combined for 65 points. The Grizzlies take the game 111-105 in overtime. The series is tied at 1-1 for Game 3 in Memphis on Thursday. The second game last night lacked the thrills of the first game. Let's go out to the Staples Center for Game 2 between Golden State and Los Angeles. Out in LA, it was all Clippers as they blew out the Warriors 138-98 to even the series 1-1. Clip star forward Blake Griffin had himself a night, exploding for 35 points. Teammate Chris Paul didn't need his brother Cliff as he was good enough of a neighbor, contributing 12 points and 10 assists. Golden State will have a couple of nights to get this one behind them as the series shifts north for Game 3 on Thursday night. There's plenty more on the docket tonight, and here's a quick rundown. The Hawks take on the Pacers. Atlanta leads 1-0, and the Nets will duke it out with the Raptors. In this series, Brooklyn leads 1-0. And finally, the Wizards are looking to grab the Bulls by the horns. Washington leads 1-0. And a note to pass along in college basketball, Julius Randle declaring for the NBA draft.
Wouldn't mind seeing him in Orlando in some blue and black next year.
Well, thank you, Michael. More news after the break. Stay with us.